All right. Welcome to Gia Chud Gaming. And today I I am the Chud, right? And I do rip I do rip games of assholes open. And I'm very critical and a lot of people hate that about me. But today we're going to be actually defending Marathon a little bit because Marathon the problem okay, I think that Marathon isn't as bad as people are saying or making it to be. I think the Marathon probably is a pretty good game. The thing that mainly is making Marathon fail is the fact that Bungie posted on Twitter, "Hey, we're done making Destiny 2 updates. We're done coming out with stuff. We're done with Destiny." And what happened with that means everybody got super pissed and was like, "Yo, how could you do this to us? Destiny 2 is a fucking successful game. I love that game." And yeah, they're right. Why would you fucking say that? If you were, in my opinion, if you were done making that game, don't fucking say anything at all. Be like Rockstar. Abandon the game. Red Dead Redemption 2. Abandon it and don't come do anything with it, really. Maybe just like a little bit of things, but like don't do anything with it and just don't tell us that you're abandoning the game. No one's gonna get upset, no one's gonna care, and then you're gonna be fine. No one's gonna fucking protest your game. So by doing this, they made everybody pissed off, and the YouTubers especially made everyone pissed off and protest. All these YouTubers, like Quasark77 or whatever his name is, are pissed off, and like by doing this, you're making all these YouTubers protest against you, and that's fucking you up. And you're basically getting the fuck is that game called? Um, when I remember the name of it, I'll tell you. But there's a game that everyone. It was a good fucking game. Zombie apocalypse game. You drive around on a bike and the cinematic video game play. Really good graphics. Really big hordes. IGN came on and talked shit about it, even though it was a good game, just because it was a white man simulator apocalypse game, and white man bad nowadays. So they did the trendy thing and said this game's bad and gave it a horrible review, even though the game's good. And you know what happened? Nobody bought the fucking game. Only a certain amount of people bought it and played it. So you didn't really get a true representation of like people deciding for themselves and deciding if the game is good or not. If the game is actually bad, yeah, the game would deserve a bad review. But no, you're just gonna make a fucking political attack on a game. That's not fair.
If a humiliation.
Okay, the other thing I'm thinking, what they should have did with Marathon, I think that the game would have been more successful if they didn't do all that. The other thing I'm thinking is if you would have maybe made a story single player game, because Marathon already had one. It's a reboot of an old game. If you didn't know that, it's basically this game. Marathon is basically a cyber goth, um, dystopian future, something like that. Synth robotic humanoids, killing each other for loot or whatever. A gun loot game, and nobody knows what the story is except for maybe like 50 or 40-year olds that play video games still to this day or used to play them in the old days that aren't around anymore. And that's kind of a problem because they make a reboot of a game that's only multiplayer. No one's gonna know what the game's about. I think, in my opinion, I think the graphics aren't that bad. I think the game has better graphics than, and like a better art style than uh that Star Wars looter shooter, whatever they call it, extraction shooter game is, the game that looks like a Star Wars game. Basically, if you would have just gave it the Halo treatment, made it a game story, made a good story too. It has to be good as the old Halo games. And team deathmatch, capture the flag, Slayer, Griffball, all that classic shit that Halo is known for. Fucking just just start doing copying Halo. Anything you did in Halo back in the day, do it right here. You literally have a cheat sheet. It's that simple. Second off, extraction shooter could have been one of the modes, and battle royale mode, because everybody wants to make a fucking battle royale mode. You could have had that. Just threw that in there just to see if people liked it. Then your problem solved. And in my opinion, the other thing, this is why I think, in my opinion, I think Marathon looks way better than Destiny 2 or Destiny. I never liked Destiny. I've tried to play it multiple times. Every time I played, I just think it's a fucking Doom and Gloom game. Because it's like, holy shit, I miss Destiny. I wish they would just keep making Halo. Destiny 2 and Destiny 1 fucking sucks. This is boring. It's just an MMO. And you know what I found out from coming back and playing Destiny is that they got rid of they had a free for all mode that was like like a multiplayer mode where you kill people, and I like that shit, and it's not even in the game anymore. So it's like really ain't any point in playing Destiny in my opinion. But you guys can if you want. I actually hate Destiny. When Destiny came out, I thought it was super cool. Like I was actually hyped for the game, and then when I got my hands on it, I was super disappointed. I was like, "What is this slop?" And I was also like, "Wow, you fucking gave up and sold Halo to 343 just to do this shit." It was a big disappointment for me. I hate Destiny. I really do hate Destiny. Like Marathon, in my opinion, there's no way it could be worse than Destiny. Destiny's fucking boring. It's a fucking MMO. It's stupid. And the enemies are fucking boring. Like, let's watch Crozark.
Ritual was a graph, it would probably be this, boys. The marathon situation, it's not just bad, it's not even terrible. It is a complete collapse. The newest development, what just happened with Marathon, probably is the most ridiculously humiliating thing in Bungie's history. And I'm not kidding. What they just attempted and how poorly they failed is just next level. And you know what else is next level? Not talking about my haircut. Boys, the haircut is absolutely perfect. It's luscious. It's extraordinary. Ruby Rose has nothing on it. Relax. Let's just keep it civil here, okay? I will not fall for the gaslighting. There's nothing wrong with my haircut. Nothing. In any case, as you can see, Marathon is firmly below 10k. And people don't care so much that even I don't make videos about it anymore. Marathon was on its way to the next peak of literally no one asked 5k. And the situation is wild. If we look at the graphs here, it suddenly just has these two magical peaks out of nowhere. The graph just changes for no reason. It is wild. But you know what's not?
Okay, I just remembered because I did look into this. If you played a multiplayer game, like a survival game, they have wipes, and a wipe is, I don't know how a wipe works for this game because I never played it, but a wipe usually in a survival game like Ark Survival or Rust is where they reset the map and reset all the loot and everything. So like any annoying shit that players did is gone. So it's a fresh slate for all of the players to come back in and start looting and starting over and grinding off of, and like everyone gets a free a fair playing field, because in survival games everyone eventually someone becomes the best and then has the best loot and everything, and just fucking kills and wipes everyone's ass with their shit, and it is a becomes a pain in the ass to play. So you're forced to wipe the map. Um, as much as that sucks for the people that grinded for it, the people it keeps players coming in. That's why people come back. People that play the game, they like, I don't know. It's also a competitive game. It gets shitty, or they start losing. Then at the end, at some point they give up, and then they wait until the season wipes, and then they come back. That's why you're seeing this list. It's that simple.
Changing this. This is probably the most pathetic thing about Marathon so far. That it just shot up to not even 15k players, 14.8. And it's probably gonna drop now. Because when you know what's happening here, why this is happening, this whole situation just gets so much more unbelievably pathetic. Yes, because everything involving Marathon is pathetic by nature, I guess, at this point.
The other thing I have in defense is that I think a AAA studio like that shouldn't be making extraction shooters. It's too risky. Like, um, competitive survival games are competitive and super toxic, and super skill based, because like it's like one of those super brutal games, right? Like Rust. Rust is one of the most brutal games ever. A big company cannot manage if a super brutal game fails. It could fail easily because people think, oh shit, the game's too hard, and leave. Uh, this is something that's easier for an indie studio like Rust or whatever to manage, because, or Arc, like, because they have like a unique game. They, a survival game, good survival games are pretty unique. So like, and like, but like it's also like, if you're like nothing, if you're a nothing studio, you don't really have anything to lose. A AAA studio has a lot to lose. A game like Marathon could be super successful or drastically unsuccessful, like failure. That's the thing about it. And the other thing I want to say is that it's not like a. I I think the people that make the game are woke. The new people, not the old, but Bungie people. Old Bungie is awesome. The new Bungie is pretty woke, but I don't think, in my opinion, the game doesn't have a single ounce of wokeness in it. I've seen some sexualized characters that are like, nowadays they woke people do not put any like attractive females in games. And they have some like somewhat attractive robot women in the game.
Point. So yeah, do you want to know the context of this? Do you want to know why this is an absolute humiliation? Okay, this is Marathon's big new patch, and even more. A Marathon literally went fucking all out with this one, and they couldn't even get 15k players. Their free week, literal free week, got 40k players with the season 2 announcement. And now this, listen, they threw everything they had on this one. Honestly, maybe they got one more in them, but after that, I think they're done, because I'll give you context to how hard they tried to make this a big deal, okay? I'll give you the full context of how hard they tried. We recently talked about the PvE mode, the new thing that's happening. The Vault Breaker is Marathon's first experience PvE mode. Set in the Cryo Archive. Play as a crew, duo, or solo. No enemy players. Power up across runs and road with roguelike progressions to overcome blah 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 hordes, vault security measures, and even compiler. Ooh. Available July 21st. Let's see what month it is currently. As a YouTuber, this is unironic. July! It's the second day. Until August 4th. This is their new massive way of playing the game. And it didn't even reach 15k players. That is just sad. That is just sad. Again, this was season 2 and free week at the same time, but it reached way more players. This one is 1/3 of how good things were here, and that is
The thing that they need to do, they desperately need to make the game free. The thing about a free game, if you make a game like this, could be successful as fuck. Okay, like competitive games can be super successful because there's a lot of young kids that could get into the game and play this game for free. Cause like if a bunch of people found out this game is free, you know for a fact they're gonna get a lot of players. And like you know why the real reason Fortnite was successful? It was like the second of its kind, because PUBG was the original battle royale. I think there was maybe like one other battle royale, but you had to pay for them. Fortnite was the first battle royale game that was free. So, and it had a nice cartoony art style. So what the kids did, they saw, holy shit, a free game. You know what that means? I don't have to ask mommy or daddy for money to buy it. Boom. All these kids go on the game, download it, play it. Free game. Easy. Simple. That money, printer, skins in the shop, all they have to do is grind for them if they can't afford them. Otherwise, they can beg for their parents to buy them a skin and constantly talk about it.
Pathetic. This is not what you want to see. But wait, it actually gets even more humiliating. Again, the humiliation for Marathon with this one just does not stop. It's actually crazy how they managed to pull this one off. We have this. Pirate Nation reports some Marathon players are organizing a community event called Marathon Revival Week. That's right, boys. We're gonna revive something that was never alive to begin with.
This is the thing that he doesn't understand, is that there are a big community of people that actually like Marathon, but the YouTubers are over hating on the game because of the reason I said before. The fact that it's the fact that the game is getting hated on a lot because of Bungie. Or no, because Bungie announced that they're not making any Destiny 2 updates.
Necromancy is a blessing, which will take place from July 21st to July 28th. So, not even the full duration of the experimental PvE mode, that's, by the way, going to be literally ripped after August 4th. Yes, they're not even letting you keep this shit. They're not even letting you keep this shit. But the Marathon revitalization event is so fucking poor that they're not even trying to attempt to go until August 4th. They know they're not going to succeed. They know they're going to fail, so they're not even going to attempt that. So it's going to be like, okay, boys, we're maybe going to do 7 days. So, a new expansion in a literally probably Reddit tier garbage Discord type of fucking event where everyone's supposed to blog back into Marathon and experience the good old days. What good old days? I'm not sure. I'm pretty.
The game's not. You've never played it, so you have no idea. I don't even know. I have no idea, but I think the game looks good. It really is a lot of propaganda. Like and subscribe. I have no idea. I haven't played it. These YouTubers have no idea. They just hating on it because of the reasons I said. But they do have a rightful reason to be critical. Like and subscribe to GigaChud Gaming. And I'm out.